Well, I really, I don't really know, like, I guess I'm really just bored because I'm doing this, but like, when I get older, I want to become a motivational speaker because I do like talking to people about like life, and I know I'm only 14, I don't have a lot of experience in life, but a lot of stuff that I've been through is pretty crazy, and it's not really like I've been abused or anything. Like, my parents always like tell me they hate me and stuff like that, but I've gone through a rough patch in life ever since I could actually remember, because I really don't have the greatest memory ever. And I'm not here to talk about me, I'm just here to help people, I guess you could say. Not like tell them how to live their life, but just like to at least have to give some people hope in themselves. And I just like, I like talking. I'm like my dad. My dad likes to talk a lot, and a lot of the stuff that he has to say is pretty helpful at everything. And he lectured me a lot. Like, he's lectured me so many times, more than I can even remember. And I'm not being the best child right now because I'm currently failing all of my classes, and I do not like a lot of bad stuff like crack and cocaine and stuff like that, but because I'm too afraid to try that, because my sister is going to jail for 12 years. Well, like 8 to 12, but they said she's probably getting 10 because she's stole over $5,000 worth of stuff all around in Wisconsin. And she does heroin. She's been a heroin addict for about 1 year that I've known. Well, I actually only found out that she was doing all this stuff about a month ago. And she sells heroin. She's been abused by her boyfriend. He literally beat her because she was texting me, and she was sending me a text back, and then she wasn't paying attention to what he had to say, and he took her phone and threw it, and he dragged her out by her hair, and he started beating her. And he's a really big not heroin, but a drug dealer. And for about a couple months we had to lay low because he had a lot of people here, and bad people. And there's been a lot of people that like stalked us and stuff like that. Like, we were at Fry's one time, and these guys were like my dad and my sister went inside, and I just stayed out in the car and I was listening to some music, and then I saw these like 3 or 4 guys, and they've been there for like at least a half an hour before we were there. I don't know, it could have been less or more, but when we got there, they went inside, and then, my dad and my sister went inside, and they kept walking by my car and like kept staring at me, and then like one of them was gone. He either went inside, he was like I don't know where he was, but we've been stalked and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm not here to talk about me, so I'm just gonna get to the point. Oh, by the way, my name is Cassie Franzen. And like I said, I wanted to be a motivational speaker when I get older because I just like helping people. I know I said this, but like I said, I don't have a good memory. But the topic that I have today, this is like the first video I've ever made, but it's called I'm getting over a cold. It's called Why Do We Do the Things We Do? I made a list of things, and then on each little topic I've had like a paragraph or so. I only did one paragraph for one topic because I'm just going to go with the flow and just go with the rest of it on my own time. But The topic is why do we do the things we do, and here's the list. 1, for love. We want people to love us. We want to be loved. Our mind is a patch that makes you crave love. We want people to want us, to be with us 24/7. We want to love. We crave love. Love is everybody's one wish. No matter who you are, no matter how hard we are, we always have that one person to love us, or we want that one person to love us and to cherish us, as if we're God sent. But no matter what, the only person who will truly and always love us is our mom or dad. Some people think, oh, my mom doesn't love me, or my dad doesn't love me, and people will say, oh, why do you say that? I'm sure they love you, and then they reply with, oh, because they tell me that they hate me and that they wish that I was never born. When in all of reality, they probably never even said that. You just want people to feel bad for you, to think you're all big and bad. And there is some people out there, some parents that actually say to their children, and it's not really fair to their children, because a lot of times that's how people commit suicide. And suicide is a really bad thing. And I don't believe in God, and I don't believe in the devil. I don't believe in heaven or hell. I just believe in bad and good and evil. And people will probably be like, you're a sinner and all that stuff, but it's my beliefs and it's what I think. But people just they want people to feel bad for them, to think that they have a pretty rough life, and that they want people to feel bad for them and to want to help them and give them all that affection that they need. But it's just it's wrong, because it's bad, because why would you lie to people? And that's not how you make friends, and that's not how you should live life, by going by lies. And it's not good. And I admit I lie a lot, but it's just, it doesn't make sense to me, why you lie about the little stupid things in life, like grades, and where were you last night, and do you have homework, did you do the dishes, did you clean the house, and did you steal money from me, did you steal cigarettes, my pills that I need to feel better. And it just doesn't make sense, because stealing pills, for instance. Why steal pills from somebody that actually needs them to help them go through life feeling good, when the only reason you need them is to get high? It's not good, especially because pills ruin your life. And all this rants about marijuana, and it's bad for you and it kills you, and it just kills your brain cells, and it makes you feel good. You just forget about everything in the world, and you're in your own little world, and all you want to do is just sleep or eat or watch TV or listen to music or draw. Sometimes marijuana brings out the creativity in people. It makes them blossom more. I know marijuana is a gateway drug though, and it leads to other bad things like heroin and cocaine and crack and crystal meth and all that stuff. And it's just not right. It's really bad. It ruins your life. I've seen people like that. I mean, my sister's ex-husband, the one that's going to jail, her husband used to steal my dad's prescription pills and use them just so he could get high and to feel better. My dad, he found out, and he was less pills, and how is he supposed to go through a whole month with only 10 pills that he's supposed to take, one every day in the morning and before you go to sleep, if that's what it's prescribed for? And it's just, I don't get why people do that. Well, I guess you could say this video isn't really inspirational, but it's like, why do bad things so you can get affection and love? That's not how you get that. Getting love and affection is being yourself and being who you are and doing what you like to do. It's how you make friends. It's how you fall in love. It's just how life is. What are you supposed to do when you get put in jail and because you were abusing drugs because you thought it'd make you look cool so you could get somebody to love you? How are you supposed to feel about that then? How are you supposed to feel when you get in jail because you killed somebody because somebody you love said that if you kill this person that I'll be with you? How are you supposed to feel after if you kill that person? What if that person doesn't love you? What are you supposed to do then? You just fucked your whole life up because you wanted love from somebody that wasn't going to give it to you in the first place. That's why the only love that you need is from your family, from your mom, your dad. And it hurts when your parents say they're disappointed in you, because I know how it feels. I've been told that so many times, and it doesn't feel good. It breaks you down inside, and it makes you feel like you're nothing, and then that's when you go to your low and you start doing all these bad things like robbing and stuff like that, because you want attention from your parents. But how does that help you? Talk to your parents. Talk to your friends, somebody that you love, that say that, hey, I love you and I'm sorry for all the stuff that I've done, and like just ask for forgiveness and just talk to that person. Talk to your parent and say, hey, I love you, and lately it doesn't seem like you've been showing me that you love me and showing me affection, and that's why I act out, is because I want your attention. But a lot of people don't do that. That's what you should do, because after a while, getting told to get your shit together and you're disappointed that you miss the old person that you used to be, it hurts. It really does. It cuts deep. And no matter how many times your parent has told you that, don't act out. Just try being you. Don't try to be something you're not. Don't try to be cool or whatever. Because in this generation, that's what everything is all about. It's based on popularity. Who's the prettiest, who's the skinniest, who's the... it's just who's the coolest. Why does our generation have to be like that? Why can't it be like the 70s and 80s? I mean, 70s and 80s, those were... I know I haven't lived there, but it's just... From all the stuff my parents told me, it seems a lot better than this generation. It just constantly runs through my mind, why do people do the things that they do? And I don't understand it. Because why kill somebody because you want to be cool and fit in with people? Why do drugs because you want to fit in? Drugs ruin your life. I mean, my sister, like I said, she's going to jail because she chose the stupidest way to freaking live her life. And my sister is the toughest girl I've ever met, and my dad is the toughest man ever. And my dad doesn't have a lot of years left in him. It's all this insanity and all this shit going on. That's all this generation is going to be the death of adults everywhere, elderly. Like, somebody I know, my cousin's, I guess you could say ex-boyfriend, he's in jail for a year because he went and he robbed an old man and beat the shit out of him. Why? What's the point in beating an elderly man? What does that make you? That makes you a coward. That doesn't help you in any single way. And my cousin Lizzie's pregnant, or she was pregnant. Now she has a beautiful baby girl named Trinity. But he won't be able to see her because he's in jail for the stupidest fucking mistake of beating an elderly man and stealing his shit. Doesn't that make you feel like shit? What's gonna help you realize that there's more to life than doing drugs and there's more to life. It's my dogs. They're just playing around. But there is more to life than doing drugs and robbing and killing and beating and raping. Raping is the stupidest thing ever. But back to suicide though. That is the cowardly way out of life. And I don't believe in God. But that is a sin. And if there is a heaven or hell, you will go to hell. You will. There's no doubt about it. And I know how preachers will be like, if you come to confessions and you confess all your stuff, God will forgive you. How do we even know God is real? How do we know that He's up in the sky helping every single person out? There was a time that I used to believe in God. And I used to beg Him every single night for my grandpa to stay alive. My grandpa's he was fighting cancer for 8 years. And then finally he said he was done with it and he just wanted to go peacefully in his room. And that was probably the saddest thing in my dad's life that has ever happened to him. All the shit that he's been through, that was the worst. That hurt him. Because I know it hurt him. He used to call my grandpa every single day and talk on the phone for endless hours. And he'd be in the best mood ever. My grandpa helped us out so much. And it wasn't fair that God had to take him away. And it doesn't make sense to me. It's not fair. I mean, He's helped everybody out. He's helped my aunt, my mom, my dad, my sisters, my brothers, my cousins, my uncles, my aunts, every single person that has ever met Him has had a change in their lives. Same with my dad. My dad was adopted, but my grandpa and him look exactly alike. And my dad is like, he's smart, he's intelligent, and he's wise. He's told me a lot of things that actually, that's hurt me, that's helped me, that's gave me hope. And everything he says has a meaning. And back in 2005 obviously, we used to live in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And he had the best job ever. It was a construction job. And we had a lot of money. We had money to do things. It took us six long years for him to finally get his settlement through. And then about another year for him to get his money. And they didn't even give us like the amount that should have been given for all the pain that we've been through for those 6 to 7 years. We've waited so long for our lives to change and to live our lives the way we've wanted to. We can't even do that now. And when he had that job, we're poor. We're even more poor than we were when he had his job. We have to wait every month for him to get paid. And he's so kind. He gives everybody money. He's helped over 100 homeless people out. Every time we see one, he stops. He gives them a couple bucks. a soda, food, or money, or whatever, or cigarettes, whatever they wanted. And he's never asked for anything in return. Even when we didn't have money, he'd give his last dollar just to help a homeless person. Because we have a roof over our heads. We have at least something in the fridge, in the pantry. We at least have something to drink. We have school supplies. We have clothes. We have shoes. And that homeless person has probably about a couple pairs of, or one pair of shoes. Sometimes not even. Not even a blanket. Not even a hat. Sometimes a jacket. Sometimes a couple pairs of clothes. And they live on the streets. And it's pretty sad seeing all that stuff. I've seen it over 1,000 times everywhere we've been. It's really heartbreaking to know that there's somebody living on the floor or on the road wondering when their next meal will be. Now, all of us in this world that have a home don't have to worry about if we're going to have a meal or not, because we know. I mean, my family has lived through poverty for 7 years. We haven't had the nicest homes. We haven't had the nicest cars, the fanciest clothes, shoes. We never have money to go anywhere until every month we get $2,000 to help us through this month. And with getting all the supplies we need, the supplies we need to pay rent, to pay all these bills, electricity, phones. We have to help out our families that are poor, living in different states. We have to help out so many people. And by the first week of that every month, we're broke. We are dirt broke. Like, I'm not even lying. We've had when I was 12 or 11 or 12 when we moved here, I was like 11 probably, and then by the time I was 12, I was walking around the neighborhood asking for donations to help my family, and I ended up raising $58, which the most kindest people gave us money. This one guy, the third house we went to, because the first two houses nobody answered. The third house we went to, this guy opened the door and he looks at us and he was like, "Hi." And we're just like, we're trying to raise money for my family because we're trying to survive and everything. And he ended up giving us like $17 or $20. And that man was so nice. And I came back later that night after it was pouring rain and I was still walking around. And I raised $58 and I got sick that night. But the moral of this whole video is no matter what we do, no matter what we say, and no matter what we try, the only person that will ever stay in our lives forever will be our mom or our father. They will help us through so much, and they will love us. Even if they say, or even if they don't show it, they do love you. They do. It's just, sometimes it's hard when you do all these bad things for your parents not to say they're disappointed in you. It is what it is, I guess. But, well, I'm done ranting. That's all I got.